answer with this thing. I pray that my ear's not going to go out of shape and yours. This thing pull the ears, right? And hallelujah. Good to see each one of you. In Jesus' name. Hallelujah. You know, Sister Pam, I must thank you. In spite of this closed down, you still standing with us. Amen. With Monica and I and with the church. Amen. But then I must thank the bigger man, that's your husband, and your children for standing with us in this ministry. Thank you. You know, when you stand here and you lead worship, somebody said to me, they watch our filming, they commented about you. But they don't look in, they look far, but they commented about you. So that brings such a joy. Secondly, I'm so glad that my sister is here. You know what? She's 92 and she's not afraid. She celebrated 92 a few weeks ago, and she's not afraid. And she just takes the word literally, that Jesus is a protector. And so I'm glad to have her and her grandson with us. Dean, good to see each one of you. Shireen, when I looked at the watch, you rang the bell there, it was 9 o'clock. And you're still here, you need a nice cup of coffee. But I'm sure you were praying for the meeting, right? Wonderful. God bless you as we share the word. Just a little announcement. You would see that we completed our wood house, and that gives a good look to the building. It's complete. It's our coffee shop. So there'll be table upstairs, downstairs, and we have a kitchen in the corner. You know, it's finished. We finished it Friday already. And have a look. There's no Bible study, but go and have a look. Take a walk, see what God is doing in your church. And prayerfully, we will open it soon in God's willing. And we just want to thank God for that. We haven't stopped our building project. We're doing little by little. Even if you take a visit and see what we're doing. And the last finishing will be the carpets on the stage. So we're getting there. The bedrooms, we haven't started yet with the beddings and the cupboards. That's for students that's going to study here. I didn't know that, but that's what God has been leading us through. And I only knew that when I asked God the question, why? This is looking like a bedroom. God said, yes, it's going to be bedrooms. But why, Lord? And God said, for the future of this ministry. And so, we want to thank you for your giving. We want to thank you for your praying. We want to thank you for standing with this ministry. The property you see on the other side, we're waiting for this lockdown to finish. We can sign the documents for that property next door. Amen. And so, even there I couldn't understand why. Why, Lord? I got no interest now. I just want to finish what I started. And God said there's something more is coming. So you're not going to finish. You'll only finish when I call you. So, next door, it's ours by faith. And God bless you. Thank you so much. You are special. All of you are special in God's eyes. And you are special to this ministry. Amen. The subject I'd like to talk about this morning, knowing that the world is in turmoil. You know that. Don't need to say it. You know it. And I said, Lord, but 90% of the churches are closed. You know, when I said that, God was not interested. I never hear God say a word. Because God is not interested in how big the church and how small the church. There's no big church, there's no small church for God. He's interested in you and me. That's all. That's all. And so I want us to see this morning why there's such a word such as this. For such a time as this. For such a time as this. This time. Have you wondered that when this virus subsides, people are not going to stop. They're not going to subside. They're going to continue talking about it. They're going to continue making people afraid. They're going to continue bringing fear in the hearts and lives of people. But there are some people that are concerned who don't bring that fear, but they're just concerned. But you and I know that this has changed our perspective. It's changed every continent on this planet. And the subject of this message this morning, looking to a happy ending. Now, are you looking to a happy ending? I'm not going to say, please look for a happy ending. I'm not even going to say to myself, hey Gabriel, look to a happy ending. I'll tell you why. There are many people lost their jobs at this time. Many people are retrenched. Many people, their companies are closed. They lost out. Like somebody said, I put my soul, my heart into this business. I bond my whole for this business. And I have a staff of 20. But we've got to close down. You know, those are sad words. Those are painful words. But yet God is saying to us, look to a happy ending. Hey, I'm retrenched. I lost my house now. I'm not able to pay the bond. But Pastor, you're saying this morning that I must look forward to a happy ending? Well, that's what God is saying. But I'm so sick. I'm under medication and I'm under the physician. I'm going to take his instruction or her instructions to live. But yet you're telling me I must look to a happy ending? Well, that's what God is saying. You know why? He knows the happy ending, what it's going to be like. If I trust Him. If I take His word this morning that God is giving to me. So I'm going to ask you to turn to the book of Ruth, the first chapter, The book of Ruth, the first chapter, reading from 19 to 21. What a subject. You can go home and read it openly in your home for your 5 o'clock service. 5 o'clock service in your home. Read this word. I will challenge you. Go through deeper than what we're hearing right now. Let's read it. So the two women went on until they came to Bethlehem. When they arrived in Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them. And the woman exclaimed, "Can this be Naomi?" "Don't call Naomi," she told them. "Call me Mara." But the town knew her as Naomi. Because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me. That's what Naomi said. You know, in life, we blame God for everything. We turn to blame God for everything. For what we go through, for the challenges. Where are you, Lord? Why have you afflicted me? But I'm going to say one thing to the church this morning. I thank God for His word that tells me that there is none righteous, no, not one. There's not one perfect. That's why Jesus said, try, strive. My children, try. My children, strive. Look, me as a pastor, I messed it up many times. I messed up. As a father, as a husband, as a pastor, I messed up. Moses was a murderer. He messed up. And yet God restored Moses. And God said to Moses, He gave him the biggest of all responsibility. Moses was running, not only from God, but from the authorities. Moses messed up. David, what a man of God. David, messed up. But God honored him. So we all mess up. Let's go to Naomi. Let's go to Ruth. Let's hear what happened there and why God is giving us this word this morning. Why do some of God's children seem to have such an unhappy and miserable life? That's the question. Why do some of God's children are unhappy and they're having a miserable life? Well, a good person to ask would be, ask Naomi. Ask Naomi, why so many Christians are unhappy and they're living miserable? Naomi will tell you. Let's go through it. Yeah. Naomi, the mother-in-law of Ruth. Remember that the Bible tells us, if you go read, that there was a severe famine in Israel at that time. And Naomi and her husband, Elimelech, and their 2 sons were forced to leave their home to Bethlehem and to immigrate in that country. Now listen to this. There was a famine. But I'm beginning to understand this, that did Naomi's husband ask God, Lord, Father God, there's a famine here. I want to immigrate to Bethlehem. I want to immigrate. I want to go away. So what he did, I don't know if he asked God. But if he did, then this wouldn't have happened. So, he told his wife, Naomi, get ready. Took his 2 sons. They immigrated. Listen to this. Leave to their home to Bethlehem and immigrate to the country of Moab, across the Jordan River. But this new land did not give the family the happiness that they wanted. So if they did ask God, things would have been different. Just the way I understand. But they were children of God. You know, sometimes we are children of God. We go to church and we love God. But there's some things that we can do that messes our whole life. You know that? It messes our whole life. It messes our whole future. And God is warning the church. Hans Naomi, go to the Word. So they left. Let's read. Let's go more to understand this. So the rest of the family still stayed in Moab. His 2 sons married Moabite women, Ruth and Orpah. Then unexpectedly, the 2 sons also died. So the husband died, and the 2 sons died. Here Naomi and the 2 daughters-in-laws are there with him. What happens? This is so interesting. 10 years after leaving Bethlehem, Naomi returned back. That's what she decided. And she left with listen to this, she left with an empty stomach. When they left for, they had everything. But when they came back, she lost her husband, she lost her 2 sons. Now the daughters-in-laws are widows. 10 years later, Naomi returns. She left with an empty stomach. And she returned with an empty heart. She left with her husband and 2 sons. Returns with a daughter-in-law, because the other daughter-in-law left. She released her daughter-in-law. She said, I think it was Oprah, released her and said, go back home. She left with one husband, with one daughter-in-law. So she left with She returned with a daughter-in-law who was a Moabite. Her old friends hardly recognized Naomi. That was sad. That's why she said, don't call me Naomi. Call me Mara. Naomi meaning gracious. Mara meaning bitter. Now Naomi is bitter. Now, how many of us would ever follow this? How many of us that are hearing to this message will follow to see what can I learn from Naomi? What can I learn from Ruth, the daughter-in-law? All she could see at her homecoming was a past suffering and a sorrow. She lost her husband, sons. Their life in Moab was a failure. She wasn't destitute. It seems like even God was against her. But we know how the story turned out. We can read ahead and find out that Ruth became a greater blessing to her mother-in-law than a dozens of sons. In the end, how this has turned out to be a blessing. You know, sometimes we can marry somebody and say, God told me to marry. Thank God when it works out. Thank God when it works out. And I looked at this and I said, thank God even if it doesn't work out. When it works out, God has His plans. When it doesn't work out, God has His plan. So what I'm saying is, even no one likes a divorce, but even if the divorce takes place, God is saying, even with that, He's able to make a difference. He's able to use you. I know divorce is not nice, it's painful. But you know what? It happens. We all mess up. Then we buy something, it's lost. We lose. We gain. Mistakes. But there's one hope. There's one hope that the church has. If I trust God, if I love Him, He'll turn it to my good. Even my divorce, He'll turn it to my good. My pains, He'll turn it to my good. My heartaches, He'll turn it to my good. My hungriness, He'll turn it to my good. Like Paul said, I was hungry. I had no food. I had nothing to eat. But God turned it. And we read His word. He wrote most of the letters. He heard God. You want to say amen? Amen. You want to say amen? Amen. Life is painful. It's not fair. It's not fair to you and me. But you know what? God is able to make it fair. If we trust Him. If we hold on to Him. Hallelujah. As with Naomi, God, in His all-knowing wisdom, does not allow us to look into our future either. So then, Naomi didn't know a future. In that situation, can you imagine? Leaving Moab, coming back, just with one daughter-in-law. And yet God turns this into a blessing. As with Naomi, God, in His all-knowing wisdom, does not allow us to look into our future either. So then, it is not surprising that sometimes we too are inclined to bitterness when we look backward at deaths in the family, losses of jobs, failure in school, or rejection by a loved one. If we become rather easy to blame God. Thank God, Sid lost his daughter. Till today, I never hear him blame God. You lost your mom recently. I never hear you blame God. And so, when these things happen, when divorces happen, when we lose our loved ones, Jane lost her daughter, I never hear she blame God. Marvin lost his own family. And I've been looking at these windows. I remember Marvin wasn't saved and Prissy got saved, and Prissy was going to open a creche right here. It was a smaller building. And at that time we didn't have windows. We was busy with the windows. And I remember she just got somebody and she said, just go there and just put the window. And these panes that you see now, Prissy put it. I was just sitting there and I'm looking at this pane. And after she did this, she's gone to be with God. Marvin never blamed God. He lost his wife, he lost his children. Bitterness can come. Bitterness can enter. Bitterness could have entered Naomi or Ruth, but Ruth kept on. Naomi kept on. In closing, we can only look at the past. God knows the future. Our Heavenly Father already knows the story of our life, and He has seen it to it through Jesus Christ, who in the end turns it to be an happy ending. So, looking to a happy ending, I can only encourage you this morning. No matter what situation we are in, we can look to a happy ending. Hello? No matter what situation we are in, we can look to a happy ending. I want to say this to you, Caesar, and I want to say this to you, my darling Annie and I. God told me to tell you. Well, first of all, thank you for involving and being part of us in this ministry. Thank you for being here for us, you and your husband. But God is telling me to tell you that something good is coming your way. Amen. That's all I can say. And the topic today is looking forward for a happy ending. Let's stand. While our head are bowed, while our eyes are closed, no matter what situation we might be in, facing, God is saying today,